Hello, guys. Welcome to my channel. My name is Binga Ayilabola. I'd like to especially welcome you for coming on to check my content. Please feel free to subscribe so that you can get you know more of my very useful and what I say relevant topics all around tech and would definitely be of very good interest to you, right, as we journey together. All right, so this video would address sort of setting the right tone and expectations, all right, in terms of what you should look out for from me as I release my content and videos, and would also, generally also give you an idea of background information about myself and why you should subscribe to this channel, and then what kind of content you do expect from this channel. And yeah, so let's get into it. So as a profile, as a general background about myself, I'm a data analyst, also an upcoming data engineer, as well as everything around data, of kind of things that excite and interest me. And yes, as a language to interacting with data, I write Python codes. And yes, I've been into Python even long before I started doing data. And as a background, I'm also a computer scientist, right? And that would mean that the understanding around various tools and technologies, sort of things that I have within my archives or in my bag. So I'm generally a techie. I'm also a tech trainer. I train, people on Python, on technologies, on database administration, and of course, I train organizations, workforce, right, in those topics. So got trainings done in to various delegate from various organizations, both remotely and on site. Yes. What else am I? Yeah, I'm also a health tech consultant, right? And so on health tech or a health technology consultant means that somebody who is quite vast in a number of technologies and systems and has then brought in this experience into healthcare, right? So it's more or less like an intersection between healthcare and technology. So quite often and known, I get to deploy a lot of health related products and systems that are backed up by technologies. And yeah, been doing it for a couple of years. And I'm also a Pan African traveler. So I love Africa and I believe in the vast potentials that exist in Africa. And yes, the opportunities that I've had to travel were mostly because of the project that I'm about to do in those countries, and I loved every bit of it. I'm also a scientific researcher. I write projects and publications and tech related topics generally. I've got books also published on Amazon, right? So yeah, more of a generalist, quite agnostic, because I believe generally as a bit for every business, right, the kind of potentials or the kind of value that you bring to business should be one that is problem solving, criti- critical thinking, and being able to resolve and answer a number of business related problems. So at the end of the day, what I think it's quite important is having the right skills that is able to answer or solve the right business objectives within organizations. So things around this are are sort of the kind of topics that you look out for, in this channel. Yes. So the question would definitely be, this question would definitely be popping up in your mind, right? As to the question is why this channel? I mean, there are quite about probably a million or more channels that are on various platforms and you know um, that are out there that would obviously address a number of topics that maybe talking about that we'll be discussing in this channel. But then The question again is, should there be more channels? Yes, I think so. I believe so because yes, I know that it's an information overload world out there. Um, this is one of the reasons why I'm creating this channel to sort of consolidate the right content, on in this platform. So I'm going to be very much straight to the point and gathering as many useful contents and speaking around as many useful topics as possible, in this channel. So my channel would address, obviously, as you would see, of four different areas. All right. So I'm going to be helping. I'm not promising, right? But again, for every bit of opportunity that I've got, right, I would be addressing transitioning into tech for people who are from the non-tech background. All right. I say this because I've got today two categories of friends or acquaintances. On the one hand, I've got friends who are full-blown tech um, bros and sis, who are full-blown, software developers and engineers, who are full-blown data engineers, machine learning experts, cybersecurity experts, DevOps, mobile app developers, infrastructure engineers, um, and product designers, digital marketers, and a number of other, you know, tech professions out there, and they're doing pretty much very well, right? And on the other hand, I've got friends who are also from the non-techie professions who are, um, you know, the marketers, the sales guys, the sales gurus, the account managers, the key account managers, the channel partners, um, you know, a number of them, from the non-tech background who are also doing very well. All right, so this is me in the middle, right? Because I'm relating on the one hand with with the very techy guys, and on the other hand, I've also had to relate so well also with the non-techie um, guys. So pretty much I've had a flavor on both sides, and what I do realize is that quite a number of times, all right, I've got questions from friends and families, and people generally who would naturally reach out to me to say, "Oh, I'm trying to break into tech. How should I?" All right, so this you find answers to a number of these questions on this channel. Another thing, obviously, that the channel would also address, because again of my experience and background, would address a number of things around data. So from the data analytics stack of things to from data analytics side of things on Power BI. What are the kind of tools that I will need to be a data proficient person? All right, I might not even be interested in becoming a data analyst, but maybe there's this report that I need to come up with. Doing end of the year quarter, or end of the quarter or end of the year, and I'm requested to make reporting or reports my sales for the period in view, and then you need to perhaps use Excel, all right, or a spreadsheet or Power BI to bring some analyses or visualizations to your reporting. Or if you're also on the other hand trying to also break into tech and you're considering data, right? So whether it's data analytics, right, being a data analyst, or data engineering, to become a data engineer or machine learning expert, data scientist, or they generally just be more of a data agnostic person, maybe data governance, data modeling. So I'll be talking a lot of around in this cycle of topics, all right, around data. The third thing that the channel would also address would be, the underlining language, underlining backbone to data. All right, so we'll be learning specifically Python from a generally on non-tech background perspective, right? So this would sort of help you to grow from you know completely zero skills or zero knowledge in Python, to intermediate level, where you are then able to you know read and understand documentations by yourself, where you're able to sharpen your your solutions finding skills in Python related projects, and where you're able to sort of help you to grow from there, to learn the right skills and the right experience within Python framework. So things generally around Python for general purpose users, or use cases rather. So we'll be talking a lot about that, around that. We'll be doing a lot of tutorials where would help you to grow from setting up your Python interpreter to writing very clean, non-rusty Python codes. The last thing that the channel would also address would be things around projects. How do you pick up projects in data analytics side of things? How do you pick up projects in data engineering, in machine learning? What kind of project can you do? We'd also pick a few use cases, would walk through the project together, build the projects, from simple to intermediate to capstone kind of projects, within the data framework, right? So a lot of toolings, we'll be doing a lot of toolings, we'll be doing a lot of tooling in using Python, using Power BI, using Postgres, and a lot of things around artificial intelligence, some nuances around ChatGPT. How should you use it as a non-techie person, and also obviously as a techie person? We would also be doing a lot of things around podcasting, right? So where in this case would there'll be topics that would obviously be upvoted by you, the audience, right? And would also have the opportunity to bring both a very full-blown techie person, all right, who are friends, all right, that will talk about their work, what they do, how to break into their field, and on the other hand, those who had also grown over the years from a non-techie person breaking into working as a tech, person or expert, would also be bringing them on board, to typically talk around their the transition, right, and the progress they've made over the years, and how they were able to break into tech generally. So yes, these are kind of four broad topics that would cover up, in terms of the content that we churned out on this channel. And yes, obviously, I'm very much open to suggestions. As you would have noticed, right now we don't have a name for the channel. We're keeping it simple. We're focused on on the right thing to build. We're focused on the right content to churn out. We're focused on broadening our mind first. Look at all the possibilities. So leave your comments or suggestions right there in the comment section. As we grow in this channel, we obviously have to keep evolving, so that we then can narrow down to the very right audience, obviously, and then to see how you can learn as we grow in this path. So yeah, explore with me. So lastly, why should we care about this channel? Yeah, so we live today in a world that is filled with information overload. There are petabytes, thousands of petabytes of data that are out there. There are petabytes of information, thousands or millions of information are out there. Millions of resources that are out there, right? So it's really an information overload world, right? But then the question is, should you stop learning? Obviously not. So the information overload out there is not an excuse to not continuously learning. All right, so learn with me on this channel. And the second reason, right, is that the tech train obviously would not wait for anyone. Right, so if you want to break into tech in 2023, this is the best time you can. So because the technology train will continue to evolve, there'll be constantly releases of new tools, new technologies, machine learning tools, AI tools. Today We've heard about ChatGPT. I bet you there's another AI tool that is upcoming that would also obviously be a buzz in the world. So how should you react? You should continue to evolve. You should continue to learn. And in a channel like this, we have the opportunity to learn together. So yeah, thank you. Um, I do encourage you to be on standby as you would, start seeing a number of contents churned from me. Thank you.